matter if we don't win tonight. So that's what we're. But we got our hands full. I mean, we ended up being the number 1 seed in the region. We're playing the number 2 seed, Alabama Huntsville, and so it's all new to us, but that's exciting. And we're going to go cut it loose tonight and see what we can do.
Well, Coach, and you mentioned it. It's all new to you guys. This entire season, I assume, has been new to you guys with all the COVID-19 protocols and things like that. And hopefully, obviously we're on the back end of that now. But what was this season like in terms of? I mean, did you guys get all your games, and what were practices like? Did you have to abide by the protocols? Any guy have to sit out a little bit? What was all that like in terms of a distraction? Because you talk about a game of basketball where it's all about routine and it's all about getting guys comfortable, and probably the most uncomfortable time to be a basketball player.
Well, the answer is yes to all that. We've dealt with it all. It's funny when the guys reported at the end of summer, we talked about trust. If there was ever a time just to trust the moment, it's now, because, we've all seen firsthand that really nothing, is for certain. And so we've really tried to go, as cliche as it is, day by day, and just stay as healthy. I mean, we've done nothing any differently than anyone else. We've been tested 3 times a week like everybody else. But, I will say this. I'm very thankful for our administration, our president, Dr. Joyner, and then our athletic director, Mr. Judd Damon. From the beginning, they have been pretty stiff on, hey, we want our kids to be able to play games. We know they need this. They need routine. They need practice. And so that's a huge commitment, and it was so important because it's allowed some normalcy back in our life, and we've tried to do it safely. And we have had to shut down 2 different times. I would say we've had 3 or 4 players that got the virus at some point. I got it. My entire family got it at the end of the year, so I missed 3 games, and that was this first time I ever missed games in my life. And so, it has been unique, but in some ways, I mean, it's so good. I mean, that's what life is, right? It's not all fastballs. You get curveballs, and how do you adapt? And, I think that's part of what sports are so special, is they are a microcosm of life. And so, it's been good for all of us just to have to adapt and, be as healthy as we can. And we've tested every day here at the NCAA regional, and our last test being this morning, and we all cheered when they were all negative, because I think it was Bruce Arians who said, "Hey, you got to beat the virus before you can beat an opponent." And,
Absolutely,
we kind of felt that way.
talking to Flagler basketball coach here, Coach Chad Warner. Coach, I think if my memory serves me right, we had you back in early December, or maybe it was late November, after you guys played Central Michigan. And I remember talking about that. Yeah, I remember talking about that game because obviously Central Michigan, they're a D1 opponent, and you guys being D2, kind of the underdogs a little bit, and you go out there and you put on an absolute showcase of skills and really didn't even make it a close game. I guess nobody said that game had to be close to you guys. Do you find games like that back in early December, did those just help you guys out towards the long run and saying, hey, we can play with these bigger schools, we have the skills, we have the confidence? And do you attest that to where you're at right now, going here in the Sweet 16, playing for the Elite 8?
I think it had to have helped. I mean, we played 6 Division I games. When they canceled the non-conference for us, we had a choice. We could schedule out of our region and play Division II teams where we would have had to pay money to do it. We sort of took a different approach. We said, hey, let's go play as many Division I games as we can. We'll get paid to do this. We could very easily, 3 of those will be exhibitions, 3 will count against your record. So we knew we could lose 6. We could start 0-3. Well, we ended up starting off 2-1. I mean, we had 2 Division I wins, and that just goes a long way for your confidence and just the experience of the moment. And I mean, the strength of the team that we have is our team. I mean, we do have a great player. I mean, we've got in my opinion, a first-team All-American in Jay Ziclotti, but we have so many other guys that fit together well. They all step up on different nights, and so I think it just gave our team confidence. And honestly, our staff, we just try to stay out of the way and let them do what they're good at doing.
Hey, Coach, the last time that Flagler, they've won a national postseason tournament was actually back in 2005. So,
right.
So it's been a long time. Do those types of do those stick in the back of your mind? And listen, I get it. It's coach speak. You're on to the next one. We focus on right now. But is there a sense in that locker room with what you guys have been through this year, with the success that you found against the bigger opponents, that you guys have something special there and you can make a deep run?
Well, we were very aware of the fact that we had Flagler had not had any Division II success. I mean, everything that had ever happened had been when they were in the NCAA, and so we knew that. But this team's history is its own, and not that we don't embrace anything in the past of Flagler. Of course we do, but these guys. I mean, when I got the job, I have one player from my first year, so they're all new, and the holdover is Chris Metzger. He's a senior. He's a fantastic basketball player. So he has sort of been through, the build. He gets it, but these other guys don't. And so we really have. I mean, I think they're aware of, quote unquote, making history, because social media. I mean, it's just what people say. Mm-hmm. But I really think this team has done a great job on. You know what? We need to practice great today. That's it, and we'll worry about tomorrow. And so we have tried to approach it that way. And I tell people, I mean, I think we're ranked 8th in the country, and I don't know if we're 8th or 80th. I really don't, because it's ranking. I just know we were able to win our league. We were the number 1 seed in the region, and we won our first game. And that's really, it's just different than Division I, where there's more eyes on it. You have a better idea of the rankings, and, so again, I think they're just a group that is having a lot of fun. They love playing together. They play hard, and they believe in themselves, and that's plenty good enough for me. Let's just go play our best basketball tonight and see where it ends up.
I like it, Coach. One final question for you. We're so enthralled with the NCAA tournament, and then these Cinderella stories. Then you have the powerhouses and things of that nature. And you always feel like, sometimes it's the underdogs that have that senior leadership that have played together for so long that can overcome, maybe a more talented team. Do you get the sense, like in a tournament format, whether it's D1, D2, D3, NAIA, it doesn't really matter, but do you get the sense that when you guys make this deep run in a playoff, and you do have some of that senior leadership that you mentioned, does that make all the difference right there? Is that senior leadership to kind of put you over the top with all the experience?
I think you have to have two things. I think you have to have great players that are, that play great. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter how great your players are if they don't play great. So I think you have to have that. I mean, guys are going to have to step up and do the things they do. And then you have to have that toughness and that togetherness that usually comes with older players. I mean, every now and then it doesn't, but we've got 3 guys starting for us that have played a lot of college basketball and played it at a high level, and that goes a long way. Or certainly has gone a long way during this, 19-game season that we've played so far, and, counting on it doing the same thing tonight.
Yeah. So. I know I lied to you. I got one final question for you, because this needs to be said as well, and this is direct coaching in my opinion. Your last 3 opponents have been averaging 58 points per game. That's outstanding. When we think of basketball, it's always the highest scoring, the three-pointers, the flow of the game, but what's lacking sometimes is the defense. What do you attribute to that? Is defense is it like in football where it's a mindset, it's a mentality, and obviously that's a reflection of the coaching? What do you attest to your defense playing so tight right now and shutting teams down?
Well, I'll assure you it's not the coaching. We have some guys that move well and they care. And, when you have good athletes, we're just trying to put them in good spots and let them fight. I mean, they're tough kids. And, again, the team Huntsville is very tough. I mean, it will be a big-time fun basketball game, but we're excited about it. I mean, this is what you hope to get the opportunity to do, and I have a lot of belief in my guys, and I love them regardless of whether, the result. We're just going to go out there and do what we've done all year, and I just have a lot of belief in us. So it's been fun.
Flagler head coach Chad Warner. Chad, thanks for taking a couple minutes. I would say good luck to you, but luck is for the unprepared. So I'm going to wish you good skill. You guys can do your thing tonight, man. Tune in. I think it's at 7 o'clock here, taking on Alabama Huntsville, live from Evansville, Indiana. Best of skill to you guys.
Hey, thank you guys so much. Take care.
Take care.